nation. Well, Ohio will not get one of the toughest anti-abortion laws in the entire country, at least not yet, Paul. The state legislature today failed to override Governor John Kasich's veto of the fetal heartbeat bill.
Now, that bill would have outlawed abortion as soon as a heartbeat is detected, potentially as early as 6 weeks into pregnancy. Local 12's Jeff Hirsch was in Columbus for the votes.
In the House, the veto of the fetal heartbeat bill was easily overridden. The vote there against the governor more than 2-1. The Senate also had more votes to override than to sustain, but not enough. Override there needed 20 votes. It got 19.
The political dynamics of all of this were interesting, to say the least, because for the most part, you had Democrats voting to support the Republican governor, John Kasich, but Republicans voting against him.
The governor's been MIA, gallivanting around the country. He's on every talk show on Sunday, and it just really hasn't been around to have his input. So for us to pass the bills and then him to say, no, I don't like them, kind of like, I think we were just tired of them.
I voted not to override the governor's veto. I think these are very personal decisions that need to be made between a woman and her doctor, and so we have no business legislating those important medical decisions on the floor of the Ohio House.
Both the Senate and the House did override 2 other Kasich vetoes. The governor had vetoed a gun bill. He wanted it tougher, the red flag ability to block certain individuals from getting a weapon. The governor had also vetoed a pay raise for elected officials, which was tied to a measure increasing benefits for the widows, widowers, and children of first responders who died in the line of duty. That veto was overridden too. As for the fetal heartbeat bill, it may be back in the legislature again. Governor-elect Mike DeWine has indicated he would sign it. If that happens, it will no doubt end up in court.
There are a lot of places where we could be spending resources in the state of Ohio, and fighting legal battles over unconstitutional laws is not the place where we should be spending those precious resources.
The pro-life cause continues, and we'll continue to fight for it.
In Columbus, Jeff Hirsch, Local 12 News.
The fetal heartbeat bill, which Kasich vetoed, would have made doctors who performed an abortion potentially subject to a year in prison.